Meeting here on March the 15th. And so let me ring the bell and we'll go ahead and get started. Let me start by saying a hearty welcome to all of our guests today. We'll be announcing your names here in a few minutes, but we're very grateful for your presence here today. And we are exceptionally grateful for all of the help that you have given to the Akron Rotary Camp and to the club, because it really and truly has made a significant difference, especially when you set a record as far as money that came in to support the tremendous work that takes place there. So at this time, I would like to have Mr. Andrew Grover come up and lead us with the invocation.
Thank you, Mr. President. How many of you are guests that have never been here before? Thank you. Wow, we are the best Rotary Club on earth. So if you're looking to join an amazing organization, no, in all seriousness, thanks for being here. Just want to thank you all for just being incredible people. I want to give thoughts out to all those in Ukraine right now and everything going on. And I know that's very important to Mr. President. And I just want to say all the best to you and your beautiful families. And wherever you do in life, have an amazing spring. Let's get this cold weather away and let's start fresh. Hopefully COVID will be gone for a long time and we can return to normalcy. So I love you all. I don't really know what else to say, but go Akron Rotary and go this man right here, Chili Open time. Good night. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. And go Zips, huh? With winning the MAC. I mean, that's fabulous. And playing UCLA. Wow. That would have been something in the days of John Wooden, wouldn't it? But anyhow, thank you, Andrew. And truly, God bless each of you. God bless the food. God bless Honest Innovation Hub. And let's enjoy ourselves here today. So at this point, I would like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. I left out a part of that, so I did. So please forgive me. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So at this time, I would also like to lead us Rotarians in the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, well, thank you. And David Hall, I know you've got your work cut out for you today because we have a number of visitors, so it's all yours.
All right, well, we actually are going to have the sponsors presented a little bit later, so they'll be introduced. But we do have two guests. We have Bob and Lynn Roberts. Where are you? Bob and Lynn Roberts in the back. So visitors of the camp, I think. So thank you. Welcome. Welcome. That's it, Steve.
Thank you. Appreciate that, David. I know that we had a pretty busy week last week as far as Rotary ambassadors. And I saw Linda. Is Julie here today? Okay. So would you like to share a little bit about your attendance for the PETS training? I know that David's right there.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon and welcome to all our guests. I'm the president-elect for next year. So my training this last weekend was in Columbus, and I'm really pumped because our wonderful first female Rotary International president-elect was there, Jennifer Jones, and she is incredible. So we'll have our first female RI president next year, and I'm so happy to be part of her team for next year. And it was invigorating. This was the first meeting in 2 years because of that thing called COVID that took us in another realm. But it was good to see friends from all over the state of Ohio. And the training was well done. We had fabulous speakers. And it was good to be with fellow Rotarians. So it was an exciting year. And it was our new theme is called Dream for next year. So we'll be doing a lot of dreaming, and it was wonderful. So thank you for letting me go. And again, welcome to our guests. It's always a pleasure to have guests, and come again. We'd love to have you back. Thank you, President Steve.
You're welcome, and thanks for sharing with us. Do we have any other Rotary ambassadors in the room? Or do we have anybody online?
Maybe Jack Herrig.
Okay, unless you see a hand.
Nope, we're good.
Oh,
Yep,
Jack, I think Jack had his hand up. He's with,
All right,
with John
Jack,
Daly.
Yeah, this is Jack Herrig. I was at the Rotary Club of Wadsworth last week, and it was really good to see a lot of old friends that I didn't think would even remember, but including one of the fellas who's in Florida that zoomed in and spotted me in the meeting. So everything's going well in Wadsworth. They're going to have their 75th anniversary in about 3 years. And the Rotary Club of Akron sponsored them, or the Rotary Club of Akron sponsored Barberton, and Barberton sponsored them. So we'll want to look forward to their anniversary.
All right, thank you, Jack. Well, as we move on, one of the things that we do here, I wanted to share with our guests, and we don't do it every week, but we do it most of the week, is we have an opportunity for Rotarians and visitors to participate in what we normally classify as happy dollars. And that surrounds a number of events or reasons to rejoice personally and maybe for the work that members are involved in. And so we, the last 2 weeks, have switched that up. And what we have done is we, instead of calling them happy dollars, have turned the focus on compassion dollars. And this is for what's going on in the wonderful country of Ukraine that is really under siege and attack, as you know, and the horrific war that is currently going on. And my wife and I and our oldest son lived in the country of Ukraine. In 1995, for a year, we lived in the city of Kharkiv, which you've been hearing about on the news. It's 20 miles from the Russian border up in the Northeast. And every single day since the war has started, we've been in touch with our friends and what's going on there. In fact, today, about 10 minutes before leaving my office to come here, I was contacted by a very good friend who he decided to stay behind in the city with his mother-in-law, who has stage 4 metastatic cancer, while his wife and 3 children are currently waiting at the Romanian border before they would cross over. So that's just one small example of what's going on. And Julie Brandel, who is, I believe, district governor-elect for District 6630, which our club is a part of. I think you were getting a little bit of, yeah, thank you. A little bit of resonance off that other microphone. But anyhow, Julie Brandel actually spent some time in Kiev doing some studying for a while when she was at college. So we've got a lot of different contacts, but back to the compassion dollars. Suffice it to say that these dear men and women are in deep need of our help. And we all know, because we've experienced COVID over the last 2.5 years, and now we have the largest war in Europe since the 1940s. whether we like it or we don't like it, it's affecting the entire world. And so I would like to just put it out for anybody who is feeling compassion today. And what we normally do is a person raises their hand, David's got the microphone, and whatever you would like to give, but all of the money that is collected today will go towards Ukraine and towards helping these dear men and women. But this war is affecting the entire world, as you know, every time you pull in and fill up your pump, or at the pump to fill up your car. So I'm going to turn it over to David, but if you are feeling, instead of happy, but compassionate today, just raise your hand, David will come. And last week, what was really encouraging, we raised about $1,300 in our club here last week, and every single penny is going to help these dear men and dear women. So don't be shy, and God bless you.
Thank you, Steve. I'm going to start off with 10 happy compassion dollars. Number one for the Akron Zips. Had a chance to go see all 3 MAC games with Dan and Carol Riemensmacher. Had a great time there. Number two, want to thank all the Rotary sponsors for coming today. We really appreciate you, and it's great to see everybody's face. Number three, I am looking for, and I haven't put it up yet on the website, but I will be adding one more volunteer opportunity to help me set up and tear down the meeting room here. So be on the lookout for that. I'll send out an email to everybody once I get that up, but always looking for more invocation speakers and greeters, and now some set up and tear down. So anybody else happy or compassionate? Michael.
Nothing profound to say, but 20 compassion dollars for Ukraine, and just happy that the sponsors for our Chili Open are here, and just great to see everybody in person.
Thank you. Come to the back here.
We're quiet and compassionate. $20 for the people of Ukraine, and I just want a special shout out for my brother who's going through cancer treatments, and my team from Wayne Homes, who I really enjoy being with every day.
Thank you, Rick.
I did know what she said.
No talking, $20. I like it. Right, thank you very much. Anybody else?
In the back.
Back here.
Bob Roberts, glad to be with you folks here today, and I'll donate $20 as well.
Thank you, Bob. So somebody happy over here?
$20, and I'm very happy about the 10-day forecast here in Ohio.
As am I.
Right here, $10 for the people of Ukraine, and just hoping that we can get to a peaceful, happy solution with everyone.
Wonderful, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll give you the $20 and you can Margaret Skinner from the Raymond Foundation, $20 compassion for the Ukraine.
Thank you very much.
Hi, we're Jeff and Lisa Hauk from Lala's Restaurant. I'm just happy to be here and happy to give some compassion dollars. Hopefully this thing gets over.
Thank you, that's very generous.
$20 because Craig Phillips doesn't think I have any compassion.
Okay, Cindy's going to give $20, but is not speaking.
That's cool too.
Brian Steer, $20. Again, thoughts and prayers with everyone in Ukraine in that area.
Thank you. Christine.
$10. Just want to say to Ukraine, I grew up with a lot of childhood playmates at St. John the Baptist Roman Catholic Church. We had a contingency of families from Ukraine, and this is especially hurtful and of concern for me and my parents. Mom and Dad had a lot of friends from Ukraine that they grew up with, and it's just not fair, and it's not right. And they're in our prayers and in our rosaries every day. Happy because I'm sitting with Sandy Narragansett today, so I'm so excited.
You guys coordinated outfits, didn't you? All right.
15 happy dollars to the cause, but also that my oldest granddaughter's birthday is the Ides of March today.
Oh.
So.
Wonderful. Happy birthday to your daughter.
Hi, Pam Lowry from the Maynard Family Foundation, and I'm happy to be here to pay tribute to Dan Raymond Schneider's work for the club.
Thank you.
Hi, Amy from the Maynard Family Foundation and Praying for Ukraine, and shout out to Dan, love him.
Thank you. Dan's got some fans, that's crazy.
In the back.
Anybody else I missed? In the back.
Steve, Katie has her hand up.
Hi, I'm Lisa Kimlowski with Summit ED. Here's 20 compassion dollars for the people of Ukraine, and also just compassion for all of us who are struggling with our own unseen battles.
Absolutely, thank you.
We got 20 compassion dollars. It's Jury Vanderveer, and I hear about family. And my daughter just had her third child here on Monday, so it's exciting to celebrate that. But hey, count our blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Katie Miller. Katie Miller's online. Online.
Katie Miller online.
Katie Miller online.
Hi, I have 20 compassion dollars. This is going to be from Karen Herdlecka and I, since she picked me up last time. First of all, $5. Most of you know my daughter had COVID, was diagnosed with COVID last week, and we are very grateful that she ended up with fairly mild symptoms, although she's still extremely fatigued and can't work. So we're just hoping that she'll have a much more speedy recovery on this second week. And second, I want to say hi to Steve Schechter, who's also online, our fellow Rotarian who left us a couple of years ago to move down to Asheville. So that brightened my whole day when I saw him show up online.
Very good. Thank you, Katie. Welcome, Steve. Good to see you. Anybody else online? I think that's it, Steve.
All right. Well, we're going to get on with the main event, as it were. And again, thank you to all of you distinguished guests and everyone who has been involved with the Chili Open. What an incredible year this has been, and you're going to be hearing from some dear folk. I just want to make one brief little side announcement. Pam, Phil Maynard was such a blessing to this entire city, both as a philanthropist, but also as a mentor and a father. And we count ourselves blessed to have him here in Akron. And if you've been here for any length of time in this city, then you're familiar with the name Phil Maynard. And we lost him a year ago, January. And I think some of it was COVID related, but God bless you guys and the tremendous work you do. And God bless each and every one of you who are here today and for the work that you do. So at this time, I'm going to pass this over to you, Miss Cindy. And I know there are going to be others you're going to be hearing from, but what a tremendous Chili Open this year. And just awesome to see the hearts of men and women in Summit County and in Akron supporting kids with real genuine needs. So all yours.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I am Cindy Kane. I was the co-chair, and unfortunately, Jeff Sheets, who I worked so closely with through this process, couldn't be here today. But I want to share with you
Jeff and I have been approached by many people since this event and congratulated on the work that we did. And Jeff and I concur that it was not Jeff Sheets and Cindy Kane that made this happen. The people in this room and everyone that we touch have been so instrumental in making this a success. And for us, it was just really, really heartwarming to see that all come together. And when Mela told me the number that day, I couldn't believe, I just almost started bawling right then and there. Just like, calm down, you got it, Josie. It was an amazing day, and we just want you to know how thankful we are for each and every one of you. It was the 32nd annual Chili Open Golf Classic, and I think even that in itself is amazing that it's gone on for so many years. Jeff sends his regrets, and we're going to start this off with a short video, and then we're going to bring up Mr. Chili Open. Nicely done. Thank you. Chili Open, Jim Redmond.
Thanks, Cindy. Wow. I hadn't seen some of those pictures. And that did a pretty good job of kind of pulling together what the elements were like that day. Some of those nice undulating greens that we put out there, we worked really hard to do. Dan Reynolds told me this week there were some people that were pretty ticked off that they didn't have 9 holes. Dan, send them my way next year on Saturday, okay? If anybody has any complaints. Because when you think back about the storm, you think about the world of COVID, it was 2 years ago today that the governor shut the state down. Exactly, 2 years ago. So we are so blessed that we've had 2 chili opens since that time. And we're gonna take a few minutes and just lean back and kind of enjoy the moment before we start thinking about next year and the future. So those pictures really just took me back to the day up, which is what it's all about. We all know why we get together that day. And for most of you who have been to the camp, this summer we'll have another chili open out at the camp on a Thursday night, right, Mel? Yes. And we haven't picked that date out. I know, we're really close, so we'll let you know about that. To remind everybody why we do and get together out at Hale Farm. It's you know, for the warmth of the summer, bringing the kids together. So we want to pay special recognition to our presenting sponsor, the team from Wayne Homes that Lori today, the team. They've been part of the Chili Open. There's not many people in the room that can remember back this far, but Mela thinks it's 93. I know it's 90. It's the 90s. They've been involved from the beginning. They've been a part of the Chili Open. Their leadership and support are key to the success of the Chili Open. And when you think about putting your mind to anything for 10, 20, 30 years, what you can get accomplished, it leaves us with a great feeling about our relationship with Rotary and Wayne Homes. So we're truly grateful to their combined or continued support. How many people noticed the digital billboards around town? Yeah, so we like that. In the Rotary, we like that when we see those billboards year in and year out. Wayne Homes does that for us, the tote bags, bottled water. This year, Lori, over 60 Wayne Homes attendees. I know we've had bigger numbers. Some people, it was too cold, the snow was too deep. Right, Grover? Whatever. Secured, I think Lori has something to do with it, secured a great supply of wine and alcohol for the silent auction. And then sold over 430 raffle tickets, raising over $9,000. So let's give it up for Wayne Homes. Today, I believe we have here, if you would just stand up and be recognized, from Wayne Homes, we have Todd Brown, Jen Collinsworth, Maury Jones, and Steve Wessel. Thank you again.
She's telling me to turn the page. It's not time to listen to her.
It says lead applause. Did I do that?
You did. Nice job.
We don't need to help lead the applause, and they do it naturally.
75% of the dollars raised came from sponsorships and camperships. We are thankful to everyone who helped in securing those sponsors. With your help, we exceeded our target goals for both sponsorships and camperships. If you or your company provided a sponsorship or campership as well as solicited them from others, we thank you. The numbers were huge and it was really amazing to see. We want to recognize our community, corporate, and premier sponsors who are joining us today. Please stand as I call out your names, and we're gonna save the applause for the end. Barrington Carpet and Flooring Design, Craig Phillips. Buckeye Corrugated, John Powell. Integrated Project Solutions, Matt Furlong and Steve Kirkpatrick. The Maynard Family Foundation, Pam Lowry and Amy Maynard Griffith and Dixie, so I got to. The Vanderveer Bunch, Jerry Vanderveer, Brian Vanderveer, and Lori Sams. Buckingham, Doolittle, and Burroughs, John Reyes and Brandon Costa. CLA, Bill Choler and Dan Riemenschneider. Mamas in the Lakes, Lisa Hauk and Jeff Hauk. Rubber City Radio, Justina Bucheri, excuse me. Summit DD, Lisa Kamalowski. Wealth Impact Advisors, Mr. Redmond. Brenna, Nana, and Diamond. Justin Aliberta. Hale Farm and Village, Travis Henline. Raymond Foundation, Margaret Skinner. Steer, Brian Steer. Wright, LaHaye, Jarvis Wealth, Connor Jarvis. Let's have a huge round of applause.
Thanks, Cindy. Yeah, thank you to our in-kind sponsors. Focal Point is our social media sponsor. I was just reminiscing. Grover, you'll love this one. We used to have, everybody remember the insert that used to go in all the meter papers around? We'd print 100,000 of them. I can still remember being down at Children's Hospital 3 years ago. Dan's laughing over there. I can see it right now. I used to love that insert. And it would go in. We'd print 100,000 copies. It's all gone. There's something called social media now promoting the Chili Open. I thought I'd be retired by now. Oh my gosh. So Focal Point, thank you very much. Whitey's, they are the official chili of the Chili Open. Come on, Dan.
Did I?
That's not his job.
Everybody at home, pipe up, pipe in.
Oh, Anna, excuse me. Everyone rallied to help us in raising a total of $57,700 in raffle ticket sales. Mr. Miller, nicely done. And special thanks to all of our Rotarian sponsors and friends of Rotary who sold, purchased, and promoted those raffle tickets. And of course, we're grateful to the Vanderveer Bunch taking up the last row in the back there for donating the 2022 Kia Forte, which I got to drive. It was kind of fun, through their Thrive and Drive program. This was our 10th year in participating with them for that car raffle. And since 2013, we have raised over $487,000 in raffle ticket sales with their help, and we are so grateful. Thank you, Vanderveer. Jim wants me to make sure that you're all checking your raffle ticket stubs and using that $10 voucher for the friends at Vanderveer who'd like to change your oil at either their Chevy, Buick, or Kia locations. We also thank Jim Redmond, Wealth Impact Advisors, Jeff Sheeks with the S Group for donating the 2nd and 3rd place raffle items this year. Right, am I doing good? Okay. Also included on the $15, on the raffle tickets, don't forget to use this. You're going to miss out if you don't get out to Lala's in the Lakes, located at 4315 Manchester Road in Akron in the Portage Lakes. In addition, they donated all the delicious pasta we ate that day at the Chili Open, and Lala's, we thank you so much.
The way my mind works, we should just all have a party at Lala's when I bring her coupons. No, we would never do that. I stood here maybe 4 or 5 months ago. We forgot to play the I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight. Wouldn't that have been a good song? And at that time, I introduced who our ambassador of service is going to be for the 32nd annual. And the Chili Open Ambassador of Service Award was established in 1991 in recognition of community leaders excuse me, who have gone above and beyond in their support of the Rotary Club, the camp, and the Akron community. So I was honored at that time to let everybody in our club know, and now the world knows, that Mr. Dan Riemenschneider was the gentleman who we chose as our ambassador. I was going to read through Dan's bio, but it's many, many pages long. I know there's only one thing that Dan really cares about in life, that the Zips won this week. That's all he cares about. I know he checked to see how much it would cost to fly to Portland for their game. Carol, right? Thousands of dollars. That's the only thing that stopped you from flying out there and supporting his Citizens League. So I don't really want to read the whole bio. I thought I'd just take a minute and just ask Dan, because you've done so much for this club. You've done so much for so many of the great Rotary entities, and I don't even know, Carol, all the other amazing things that he's done for our community. Is there anything that you'd like to say? Sure. Why don't you? Let's congratulate David.
So I was offensive lineman in high school. I was pretty good. I also played linebacker, but offensive linemen don't get much credit often. So this is a little strange for me. But I just wanted to say, I'm second youngest out of 8 boys. My mom and dad, my dad was a maintenance man, didn't make a ton of money. We went to a raffle and it was at the high school. And I was working it, and it was a reverse raffle. My dad was on strike at the company that he worked at, and times were tough. And he won the raffle, but a woman who had, Sabora's probably had 9 kids too. Her husband had just passed away that week, and my dad gave her a check. And that made a big impression on me that, you know, there's always somebody that you can help. And, you know, we made it through the strike and we're better for it. But, you know, we certainly made an impression on me. And I will say that since Pam and Amy are here, that, you know, Mr. Maynard taught me a lot. We'd have brief conversations, and the amount of wisdom that you would glean off of that was pretty impressive. And he made an impression on me. So I think that my willingness to contribute goes to a lot of those types of interactions with people. I think Rotary, if I look back, there's no better place to find friends in the business community than coming to a Rotary meeting. I've got Jim Redmond and Jim Eccleberry, who's not even in the club anymore, but our friendships are pretty tight. And I think, you know, I would have never probably had an opportunity to interact without being in Rotary. So I think we need to all do a good job of inviting other people to our club to find out what kind of benefits there are. So thank you.
Well, Dan, let's do this again. I enjoy doing it. This is going to be the last time. Congratulations. I also wanted to say, I heard 2 weeks ago during Arnold Palmer's golf tournament that Arnold never, ever wasted an opportunity to make somebody's day better. I mean, he would sign an autograph, he would go out of their way and do. And when I heard that, I thought of you, Dan. So thank you again for everything you do. Just a quick update for those of you wondering about what happened with the online auction during the Chili Open. It was a continued success. We had 82 items. Thank you for anybody that donated anything for that. And we raised a total of $19,000 through the online bidding and donations. Some of you were literally, warning in progress. Thank you very much. Okay. Over to Dan Reynolds. Mr. Camp, the director of Endless Possibilities. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I would just like to take this opportunity to introduce Jonathan, who is Jesse's dad. And he's going to share a little bit about what camp means to him and his family. So come on up, please. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Took me up a little bit seeing my little name on the screen. So my problem is never what to say, it's what not to say. So I could talk for an hour. No. I was asked to speak for 3 to 5 minutes, so I'm going to make this super brief. I'm a CPA by trade, grown up in Stark County, worked for Stark State College for the last 22 years, very blessed. My wife is an amazing woman. I wish she could have been here with us today. So without making this long, I'm trying to give you a glimpse of what it's like to have a child like Jessie. I could talk about camp, which is awesome, and we're grateful, but it took us 3 years to have our first child. We started late, and then 10 years more of tears and longing, and Jesse came along with a huge hole in his heart that required massive surgery at 4 months old and Down syndrome. We were terrified. For a little while, I just kind of wanted to die. I'm just being real honest with you. It was a horrific experience for me. And I told God, I'm a big person of faith, and I told God I can't do it. And he said, okay, you gonna leave? It was like an audible voice in my head. You gonna leave? Well, no, because I adore this child. Well, fast forward, he's 14 and a half, and you can't imagine the blessing it is unless you've experienced it. His big sister and his mother and I have been forever changed. Your whole life changes in 1 minute, and nothing is ever the same. You don't see anything the same ever again. And you're kind of terrified at the beginning, but then you start walking a day at a time. And then you don't know if anybody will love your kid because he's not normal. Well, let me tell you how much love this child has poured out and been given, starting with preschools and interventions and being told day one, you got to advocate for your child. We didn't even know what that meant, but preschool programs and public school, and now he's at Super Learning Center, which has a close affiliation with Akron Rotary Camp also. And he used to go to a different camp, it was okay, but we discovered this camp where they would actually give parents a weekend off. Wow, and we're old, we're tired, we need time off. And it's not like his big sister's 25 and married and not at home, so we don't have babysitters at our fingertips. Our parents are, our dads are gone, our moms are almost gone. And to have this gift, we thought, there's no way we could ever leave Jesse alone somewhere with strangers. Well, you come to Rotary Camp and it's not strangers. I can't say enough about everyone there. Jesse immediately loved it, and the love poured out to him has been tangible. I can't remember if it's been 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I know we started with a Sunday afternoon, and then we graduated to a 1 overnight, and then a weekend, and now we sign him up for every overnight summer camp there is, because he loves it and his parents love it. I just want you to know it's not a small thing what you do. It is not a small thing. I mean, I work, I make a living, but it's not just money, it's provision, it's a community for him. And the fact that this is for him, where he has a community of people that understand him and love him and provide for him. We, of course, love him because you can't not love him. I mean, look at that face. He's perfect. But when other people love him, it's so humbling. And I just can't thank all of you for your part, for Rotary Camp, for your help in the community, for what you do with Super Learning Center. It's setting him up for a lifetime because he's one of us. And you know, you learn that people are people. I've been reading the book Hidden Figures. You know, it blows your mind when you think of what happened to people, the way minorities were treated and still are sometimes, the way women were treated and still are sometimes. And for somebody like me, I listen to this and go, how could that be? Well, same with people like Jesse. 50 years ago, he would have been put in an institution and hidden away. and probably would have died because nobody knew about thyroid issues and heart issues. And he's perfectly healthy. His heart is perfect. He takes a little thyroid pill, that's it. And he's got a community. He's part of our community. And you guys are awesome. I think I forgot to time myself. I'm sure I went over. Thank you all. God bless you all so much.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I think everybody knows that I can stand here and talk all day about, you know, the benefits of camp and how great it is for our campers and our staff that work with us. But, you know, having Jonathan be here today, I think exemplifies the great work that we do. And you know, when I think of camp, you know, our goal is just to create a place where kids are loved and they can do whatever they want to do. We are creating a world where there are only abilities, and that's our goal. And it's through your support that we make this happen. So, you know, thank you all so much for you know, making such an impact on Jesse's life and the hundreds of other kids that come to camp throughout the year as well. And I'd also like to take a moment, just move the slide.
Because there's a slide there.
Sorry. Oh, there's just more great pictures of camp. But I'd like to take a moment to thank the committee members, because as Cindy said, this is no task done alone. It's a small feat by a handful of amazing people. So if you're here today, just please stand and be recognized. Cindy and Jeff, Jim Redmond, Mr. Chili Open, of course, Thane Billow, Andrew Grover, Doug Houskinek, Christina Horak, Doug Cole, Brian Pisarco, David Miller, Mr. Raymond Schneider, Nicole Major, Hugh Outpeter, and of course, Maury Jones. So this is your Chili Open committee. Thank you all so much for all of your help in getting this event off. Now it's Jim Redmond's turn again.
Sorry, I didn't turn the page.
As everybody here knows, the Chili Open is our club's primary fundraiser for the camp. And words are hard to express what a great community we all live in as we come together to celebrate this. So each one of us, as we said earlier, should be proud of helping us break the record this year through the adversity that we suffered. So thanks again for the 32nd. Last year's Chili Open was a record 318,000, according to Mela and her able-bodied staff from CLA who audits and keeps the camp and the foundation and everything great around here. Dan's shaking his head. Our goal this year was 320,000. And I'm pleased to announce, even for those of you who were at the event, you might have seen a big check, but that number has gone up since that time. Magically. And it's with great excitement. We raised a total of $376,744. Okay, it says applause, please. It says that Steve and Dan should come to the back of the stage for a check presentation. That's that part, but we'll try that again next week. So we'll do that. Everyone will stay for a photo, but mark your calendars for the 33rd. Anybody know what date that'll be? February 4th. When is it? Always the first Saturday of every February for the last 32 years, no matter what, right? COVID, 2 feet of snow, we go on. I tell people the Chili Open is built for COVID. we survived. Just real quick, the Strongsville Rotary Club, they had an event. They were going to celebrate their 29th going into COVID, and they haven't had their Chili Open for 2 years. So we take nothing for granted at all about how fortunate and blessed we've been due to your support in the club, the community. This camp is, as we like to say, Dan, it's Northeast Ohio's camp. The kids that come from here, they come from all around. So we really try to make, it's just not Akron's camp, it's Northeast Ohio's camp. So think of it that way when you're talking to folks about us. Cindy, that's all I'm gonna say.
That's shocking. Thank you again, everyone. And Steve Bowie and Dan Reynolds, please come up here because Mr. Chili Open is going to hand you this check so we can get another photo of it's right here. And we would like everyone, Bella, where would you like everyone for this group shot? Over here? Okay, so first we'll do the presentation and then if everyone would mind coming up here.
After he ends the meeting.
Yeah, so we're formally, Steve's gonna end the meeting. But if you would like to come up and get a picture with our check, please come up after the meeting. We'll be here. No charge.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Mr. Bowie.
Yeah.
Our president.
Thank you guys. Fabulous presentation. David Hall has a drawing to do here. And Jim, if you would stand and help us out with us. And then I just have a few closing comments.
So this is our weekly raffle. We divide it 3 ways. A third goes to the daily winner, which Jim's pulled a ticket. A third goes to the club, and a third goes to a progressive pot, which I have a deck of cards here. And if you win today, you get a chance to pull for the Joker, which would give you the progressive pot. Jim.
Last 3, 9, 6. Does the winner need to be present? Yes. 3. 9. 9, 6, 3, last 3.
Surprise. All right. So you won the daily. And I'm going to spread these cards out. You're looking for the Joker.
Go ahead.
All right, 9 of hearts, you get to keep that as your consolation prize. All right, that's going back to the Ukraine. All right. Oh, Steve?
Thank you, David.
Steve,
you know, Jim, you made a comment about
camera. Thank you.
Phil Collins, his song, that you wanted to play it. But you know, we didn't need it for today for sure, because it was brought to us without music by Jonathan. And when he was sharing and he was giving the testimony about how the camp has affected his family personally, I know that you could feel it. And how precious that is. This camp is amazing. And I believe it was born of heaven and is maintained by heaven. And you know, a very wise man made a comment. There are 2 key experiences that open the human heart for transformation. One of them is if an individual experiences great love. It will open your heart and it will transform your heart. But here's the other. The other is suffering. And I know that everyone in this room, everyone experiences suffering. And we heard a little testimony back there when compassion happy dollars were given. And it was about anybody in this room going through a tough time. And there are people going through tough times. And let me say this to each of us, and I say it to myself. Let's not miss those opportunities for the capacity of our hearts to be enlarged. And Jonathan, thank you for being very candid when you shared that you wanted to die. But you, getting to just hear you, you can tell that that suffering has enlarged your heart. And so at the end of today's meeting, I am humbled by you, dear folk. You guys are amazing, and we are blessed to have the likes of Jim Redmond, the team that led the way this year, And this guy, there's not enough that can be said about him and his staff and his leadership. And he's been with the camp for over 20 years. And so this is heaven shining down on us. And so as you leave today, go with a heart full of thanksgiving, because you guys have all played a major, major part in the success of this. And do not miss the opportunities of your suffering and the love that you experience to open your heart, because we got a lot to give, Akron. We have a lot to give. So God bless you, and I'm just going to officially close our meeting.